Hello, welcome back to the Great Patriotic War. I say welcome back, but maybe it's your first time. We're playing Gary Grigsby's War in the East 2. Today we're going to be turning the turn, but we have a couple little housekeeping items to take care of first. Mainly where we're going to bring in units from the reserve. I always like to do this very last part of the turn so that you have everything where it's basically going to be at the start of the next turn. So you kind of know where you're weakest. It's just how I prefer to play the game. Now we have this Western Front that hasn't seen a lot of action lately, but we know that they're going to be under threat soon, particularly the right flank of the Western Front. And so what my plan is to add in the 30th Army into the Western Front, and I think we can just support that, just barely support that, if we move one of these armies to the reserve front. It's gonna be tricky though, because the reserve front is at the reserve front's at 68. We really need to move an army to Moscow's military district, and that would solve a lot of our problems. I guess the 30th Army could go to Moscow, and that would kind of make sense, I guess. This is new. When I was reshuffling all the units around, I wasn't keeping enough track of who was getting close to their limit. So Central Front is okay. Southwestern Front is okay. That they've now lost a lot of their units, but I'm worried about the Southern Front as well. Where did I put the Southern Front? They're at 66. Okay, so everyone is okay in the south. It's really just the Western Front that is over their limit, because I think I didn't really change anything in the northern fronts. I didn't change the Leningrad or the Northwestern Front significantly. So he's at 67, and then Leningrad is at 64. Honestly, I'm kind of tempted to move him up to this right here. At least that puts a couple units in command. This is going right up to the front level. I could give it to 27th Army. I think that would work just fine, because I think the Northwestern Front has room. They do. Okay. This thing really should be a 4. Let's receive 57. I don't know why this only received 992, but it did. And I'm going to put this back up to Stavka, so there's no need to have it at the front level right now. The 30th Army now. I really want a little extra room in the Western Front to be able to do stuff. What I could do is give the 52nd Army over to Moscow Military District and move Moscow Military District up. Can they move yet? Don't know. No, he can't. He's got 0-0. That poses a bit of a problem, because we're still pretty far away from Moscow. I could give the 34th Army to the Moscow Military District. Hope that doesn't put him over. Okay, good. Great. Okay. What are these guys going to? 33rd Army. It's going to Stavka. I mean, they're really part of the Moscow military district, so I'd like them to be under the Moscow MD. And I think what I want to do is ship one of these divisions down. Down here. Give them over to something under the Central Front, like the 21st Army, maybe? I guess that's Bryansk Front. Oh no, Central Front. And then I will move this guy over here. And that gets the Moscow military district back under his limit. Third Army, we will reset to default so we can tell he's under the Moscow military district, which is that teal color. Okay, so now the Western Front. Okay, so that was to open up space in the reserve front. The 19th Army can go to the reserve front, which puts this to 60 and puts the reserve front to 70. And then the 30th Army can go to the Western Front, which will put that back up to 64, but there's not a ton of units assigned to the 30th Army yet. Just a couple of rifle divisions. And he's going to be like the far right flank of the Western Front, because as these guys from the 3rd Army retreat, they're going to be more swinging up and to the right along the Oka River, and we need something for the gap that's going to form here. And so they're going to get some reinforcements from the reserve box this turn. But we're going to reassign the 30th Army at this point to Kaluga. And we'll just march his units over there. They don't need to be ready to fight just yet, so marching them is fine. And then, can we set this as the reserve box? No, we cannot. We can... Oh, I set it to Tula just a minute ago. Yeah, I guess let's just move these guys a little further along the road. And these are going to go to the 30th Army. Okay, so 30th Army now has 3 rifle divisions, a cavalry division. We probably want them to have at least 1 more rifle division, and we have this 162nd Rifle Division. We also have the 228th that are pretty close to done, but let's start with the 162nd Rifle Division. Transfer them to the map. I'm doing it the slow way right now because I saw that they were pretty close to done. And I'm also looking for ones that have a couple of wins under their belts, that have had some experience. Let's put these on refit because they're pretty dang close. Why is this on refit? Has 0 men. I mean, it's not very useful. Alright. Those are both pretty close. This is pretty close. We'll just do like 4 of them. Put them all in refit. Okay, so we're getting a 1 infantry division in. Do I want cavalry? I don't really have any available. Do I have any airborne that are good? Not really, but let's stick a couple of them on refit because they're small and can get refit pretty quickly. Yikes. Mountain infantry. Put them on refit, I guess. Just trying to see if I have any divisions that are kind of close. Not really. We're just so short of tanks. Desperately short. Alright, well, I guess we're only bringing in 1 rifle division for this turn, so that's fine. So he'll be up to 5 total divisions. We'll lock him. He doesn't need artillery just yet. I'm fine with him having sappers, though. And then when the Tula guys come in, we will set up kind of in this area, I think. Not sure yet. But now it is time to press the scary button. Let us turn the turn. And I will, as I always do, I zoom in at the beginning so we get to see all the action up close. I'm going to turn off all the stuff. And I'm going to turn on the names of the units. Because I've been liking to see the names when I turn the turn, rather than just the combat values. I don't know, I think we did an okay job. Could be worse. Be nice to be able to get out of September. Start getting closer to general winter. October's gonna be tough though. Got a lot of fighting to do. A lot, because they're gonna make their last desperate push before winter. And they're still quite dangerous. Good amount of operational losses this week. We're flying in kind of mediocre weather out of kind of crappy airfields in some cases. okay. They killed the field marshal, so. Ooh, that's scary. Which one retreated? That's okay, they're just there to stall. That was I talked a little bit about that area as we saw the panzers were advancing, but we chose to just take some of the damage and stall instead of retreating preemptively. Just because we had a little bit of fortification. Yeah, so now they're trying to push over that river. And these guys are all holding forces, so we expect to lose most of these battles. Not all. I'm hoping to win at least a few battles. It looks like we're fighting better than I expected, actually. These are going to be tough ones to hold. Wow. They really popped up with a lot of motorized divisions. I'm kind of surprised they shifted that much down there. I thought they were going to start pushing north for sure. Yeah, this is a rough area. We knew this was going to be a bad spot. There we go. They survived a couple of attacks, so it's not bad. They hit that pretty hard. We might need more reinforcements down here. Ooh, this is scary. Dang. Yeah, this is what I was scared of, getting a whole bunch of shit routed all at once. Oh my god. Uh-oh. Yikes. All right, so the battles have been fought, and we are now in the 15th week of this war. We lost 61,000 men. So definitely a bloody battle. The Axis lost 28,000 men, so definitely not even. But we can take solace in the fact that it's just about 2-1 losses for us. Not the worst in the world. But what I'm really concerned about is the performance down here in the Southwestern Front, where we have so many units that got routed. So the question is, are we going to have anything to hold the line? I'm not so sure. I didn't really anticipate the absolute obliteration of the 40th Army. They got absolutely wrecked. And so too did the 4th Army. But most of it was the 40th Army. They did terribly. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say other than, wow, we got wrecked. But we just got to keep running, I guess. That's all we can do. The Axis has ground successes in North Africa. Yeah, no kidding. It's 1941. There's success everywhere. They also have excess garrisons in the Western European theater box. Our partisans are active, and the first Liberty ship was built, the SS Patrick Henry. Liberty ships will prove to be major parts of the Allied supply system. Amazing. Not a lot of help to us, though. We're not getting anything so far. Get us some M3s, please. We need trucks. Yeah, so it was quite the bloody turn. In a lot of places we held through multiple combats. And they just kind of did some line straightening operations up here. They did try to cross the river line, which I'm a little surprised at. This battle was bloodier than I would have expected here. This 6th Panzer Division did quite a number on our boys. But it looks like the artillery really helped and made a lot of difference. So that makes me happy. And they did commit an extra rifle division to the battle. So Karkiv is one of our best commanders, honestly. He does such good work. And he has a really good track record, 14-10, compared to some of our other commanders, which I don't even want to think about what this 40th Army is looking like. He needs replacement. And after this last turn, there's no excuse. He should have been able to get some of these battles won, or at least not horrendous defeats. Like he threw up a 39. He could have been putting up a lot more than that, to be honest. So a lot of that is on the commander. The forces there were sufficient to defend. The commander was not. So he needs to be replaced ASAP. Fortunately, his army is now in absolute tatters. I didn't really expect to be hit with full divisions here. We got hit with 2 full divisions and a brigade against 1 rifle division, and I mean, against those odds, I'm not upset that he had to retreat, but I wasn't expecting that amount of pressure coming right off the bat. Here we had 2 battles. The first we held, and then the second we routed. And frankly, mobile divisions like tank divisions and mechanized divisions are not always great at holding the line. That's why you need infantry in areas where you're trying to defend. We didn't have it in position yet because we still have, portions of this Fifth Army here kind of hung out to dry. Eventually, the Fifth Army is going to slot in on this part of the front and do a lot of the fighting as we retreat back towards Karkov. But in the initial phase here, we didn't have the right types of units. So that's a lot of what our issues were. Now, to try and slow these bad boys down, I think one of our big things is going to have to be attacking this rail line with all the air power we have in the area. And a lot of that is just these kind of crappier airfields in the back. So what I really want to do is start upgrading some of these airfields to level 2, especially the ones on the eastern bank of the Donetsk River. And I think maybe Karkov is already a level 2. I don't know. It is. It's a level 2. But we could use another one in that area upgraded. So I think a good candidate is this Balakleya air base, because it's in a really good spot to upgrade. So let's start upgrading that one. And we'll upgrade this one as well up here. Belgrade is probably already a level 2. It is. So that way when we get into the back here, we'll have better airfields. Kursk is probably a level 2. And these ones are all new. I just built them. But I do want to expand a couple of them. Because I think we need it. Now, what can we do against these panzers here? There's a lot more of them than I expected. Luckily, I think they're probably in pretty crappy supply still, because this rail cannot be possibly repaired fully yet. But now that they have this double rail all the way up to the front, they could start chugging along quite quickly, which is concerning. And this turn we're also going to be bringing up 30th Army for the backup line up here. But overall, we're definitely under a lot of pressure all of a sudden. So unfortunately, there's not a whole lot we can do. They're now going to be able to bring up all those Romanians that were attacking Odessa and really put pressure on our southern front. So the southern front's going to have to give ground. Luckily, giving ground in this area is pretty easy. You just walk backwards and you're at really defensible terrain at pretty much every step of the way. So I'm not terribly worried about it, but it would be nice to have everyone in position sooner rather than later. In the north and northwestern fronts, the Leningrad and the northwestern fronts, like I was talking about before, we've been running a lot of air missions to try and disrupt supplies on the front line. And I think they've actually made a big difference, but we've also lost a lot of planes to it. And a lot of this flying out of these air bases here is tough because we do have a lot of level 2 airfields, but we've still been getting operational losses because of the weather, and they do have a lot of flak. So it's tough to say if we're doing the right thing, constantly flying a lot of missions. I think we are, and I think we have to continue it, because we have been pretty successful at stalling out their front. It's just, you know, they're going to keep pushing until the snow starts flying, and then we can push back maybe. But yeah, it's definitely, this is the worst situation we've been in quite some time. We've got more people in threat of encirclement than we have in a long time. So on this turn we've got to really straighten this line out, because now that we've pulled back from the Dnieper, we absolutely have to get a new line, and it's got to be a little bit further back. So that means we need to set up some infantry here, and then set the mobile units as reserve a little bit further back, and hopefully that will work. But it's going to be tricky. So the line I'm envisioning is like a 1, 2, 3, I guess. Like these 4 spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe 4 up here. I'm not sure yet. But basically straighten that all out. Get all this stuff up to there. And then wrap around whatever we can over to the right. You know, let's try to strengthen that up a little bit, because we should be able to get some of these rifle divisions out of there. Before I forget, let's transfer these guys out of here and maybe up to there. Why can I not move? There we go. Alright, what is in this airfield? Can we assign them to something? How about the 63rd SAD? What else was in here? These I-16s can actually be sent to reserve. We don't need them on the front anymore. So the 63rd SAD, I guess we'll base them out of Karkov maybe. I think that makes sense. They should be able to fly defensive missions in that area. We're going to be having to spend a lot of time on... Oh, is that not going to let me transfer? Okay, it did. It let me. Clear that. Karkov is only a level 1. So maybe we should upgrade that. We might be not sticking around long enough to make that worthwhile. But this one is a level 2. This one could be a level 2, I think, pretty quickly. Yeah, let's upgrade this one to a level 2. It's a little bit easier to defend because it's behind a river, versus Karkov is out in the open. So now let's check out what missions we're flying. Let's stop flying this. Can just delete it. Actually, we're never going to fly that again. We don't want to be flying that ground attack mission to there anymore. Let's see if we could do it a little bit differently. Okay, that might work. At least that'll put us over fewer flak targets. I'll just try to hit the rail on that side of the river, and we're going to try to hit it pretty hard. Just on day one. Try to hit it. I'll try to hit it 4 times. Okay, this air superiority mission is fine. This one is not fine. Have it staged from there. I do definitely want to try to defend that though. Alright. Is this damaged? It is, but it's being repaired. Well, we want him to be able to hold out there a little bit longer, so let's keep doing that. Now we are flying air superiority here, but maybe we need to be widening that air superiority mission just a little bit. Not sure. Feels like we're flying enough missions here. Alright, I'm going to say we're doing the right missions in that front now. Alright, how about the Southern Front? We need to change a lot of stuff now that we don't have Odessa anymore. Okay, we'll get rid of this one. We'll keep flying this one for another turn. Where is our ground attack going? I don't know where their supplies are coming from. That's the weird thing. But let's maybe pause that ground attack mission. Let's pause that one as well. Okay, doing this one, but I'd like a different route. They can only be supported if they... Oh no, they can't be supported no matter what, so screw it. We'll just retarget that mission to here. There we go. And this can be a railway and interdict mission. Alright. What's this one doing? Let's just delete that one. I think we'll just delete all these. Fine flying air superiority missions, but don't need to be flying anything else. Okay. I guess the Black Sea Fleet needs to cancel their single mission. Not that they have very many planes anyways, they only have 60 planes. Not a big force right now. On the other hand, the Baltic boyos, they need to keep bringing in more planes. And he can get reassigned to the, let's see, I think these guys could probably get shipped out. I want to bring in some lags. Yeah, that's looking better. 61. Okay, now the 61st IABR has a lot more stuff. Resupply the air bases. We don't need to fly that mission. That looks good. That looks kind of good, I guess. Ground attack. We'll keep doing those missions. Keep flying air superiority. Keep flying that air superiority. And then the other front here is flying an air superiority mission with his old planes. They're also flying this air superiority mission. So I think those are all okay. Let's just make sure we don't have any planes in spots where they're in danger. Also, I think I want to start flying an air superiority mission in this area. We'll set it to be priority is normal. Confirm. Yes. What are these guys ground attacking? Let's not do that, please. That one's okay. I already set that one up. This one is insanity. I'm going to stop doing that. Even though it was doing really good work, I'm going to stop. Okay. They're in kind of okay shape, I guess. Alright. I'm going to call it there. We're going to execute our air directives, and next time we will go through the ground turn. We got a lot of work to do in the ground, that's for sure. I lost 30 planes to flak. That's never a good sign. A whole bunch of operational losses. Kind of crappy weather, so not a surprise. Damn. Absolutely brutal losses. But hey, we're getting the work done. That's all that matters. Alright, so till next time. See ya.